In the 1700s, 13 colonies clung to the eastern coast of North America. These colonies, under British rule, were a melting pot of people seeking new opportunities and religious freedom. Life in the colonies was hard work, but people were generally content with their self-governing assemblies. They valued their liberty and independence. Over time, the colonists developed their own identity, separate from their British rulers across the ocean. This growing sense of being American would eventually lead to conflict. The colonists cherished their freedoms and the opportunity to build a new life. Little did they know a revolution was brewing. After the costly French and Indian War, Great Britain faced a financial burden. To offset the costs, Parliament levied new taxes on the American colonies. The Sugar Act, Stamp Act, and Tea Act sparked outrage. Colonists felt unrepresented in Parliament. They argued, "No taxation without representation." The cry became a rallying cry against British policies. The colonists believed they should not be taxed without a voice in their own government. Tensions escalated as the colonists resisted these new taxes. The relationship between Britain and the colonies began to fray. In Boston, resentment towards British rule reached a boiling point. The Boston Tea Party, a defiant act of protest, saw colonists dumping British tea into the harbor. This act of defiance shocked the British government. In response, Parliament passed the Intolerable Acts, further fueling colonial anger. The colonists formed militias, preparing to defend their rights. The First Continental Congress convened in 1774, seeking a peaceful resolution. However, the path to war seemed increasingly unavoidable. Visionary leaders emerged from the colonies, guiding the fight for independence. George Washington, a respected military leader, became commander-in-chief of the Continental Army. Thomas Jefferson, a gifted writer, penned the Declaration of Independence. Benjamin Franklin, a skilled diplomat, rallied support from France. These founding fathers, along with countless others, demonstrated extraordinary courage and determination. Their leadership inspired the colonists to fight for their freedom and create a new nation based on liberty and self-governance. Section 5, A Nation Forged in Battle, Strategies for Victory. The American Revolutionary War was a test of wills and strategies. The Continental Army, though outnumbered and outgunned, employed guerrilla tactics to wear down the British. The British Army, accustomed to traditional warfare, struggled to adapt. Victories at Trenton and Saratoga proved pivotal, boosting colonial morale. The Continental Army endured harsh winters and supply shortages, but their determination never wavered. They were fighting for their homes, their families, and their future. Section 6. Crucial Alliances, France lends a helping hand. The American Revolution was not fought in isolation. France, eager to weaken its British rival, provided crucial support. After the American victory at Saratoga, France formally allied with the colonies. This alliance provided much-needed funding, supplies, and naval support. Spain and the Netherlands also joined the conflict, adding to the pressure on Great Britain. The support of these foreign allies proved essential in securing American independence. Section 7. A Triumph Hard Won, Securing Independence. After years of struggle and sacrifice, the tide turned decisively in favor of the Americans. The Siege of Yorktown in 1781 proved to be the final blow. General Cornwallis surrendered to General Washington, effectively ending the war. The Treaty of Paris, signed in 1783, formally recognized American independence. The war for freedom had been won. The 13 colonies had become the United States of America. Section 8. The Birth of a Nation. A new form of government. With independence secured, the newly formed United States faced the daunting task of governing itself. The Founding Fathers drafted the Constitution, establishing a new form of government based on the principles of democracy and liberty. The Constitution created a system of checks and balances, dividing power between the executive, legislative, and judicial branches. This innovative system of government would serve as a model for nations around the world. The United States had emerged from revolution as a beacon of hope for freedom and self-determination. Section 9. The Enduring Legacy, Echoes of the Revolution. The American Revolution was more than just a war for independence, it was a fight for the very ideas of liberty, equality, and self-government. The revolution inspired people around the world to fight for their own freedoms. The principles enshrined in the Declaration of Independence continue to resonate today, reminding us of the ongoing struggle for human rights. The United States, born from the fires of revolution, stands as a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit and the unwavering pursuit of freedom. The story of America is a story of freedom. It's a tale woven into the very fabric of the nation, a testament to the human spirit's unyielding desire for liberty. From the first settlers who braved the vast Atlantic to escape tyranny, the seed of freedom was planted. These early Americans, seeking a life free from oppression, laid the foundation for a nation that would come to be defined by its pursuit of liberty. They carved out a life on a new continent, facing hardships and uncertainties with unwavering courage. They yearned for self-governance, a voice in their own destiny. This yearning, passed down through generations, grew stronger with each passing year. The spirit of freedom, once a flickering flame, was becoming an inferno, ready to ignite a revolution. The colonists faced many challenges: harsh winters, unfamiliar lands, and conflicts with Native American tribes. But amidst these trials, they held onto the dream of a better life, a life where they could live freely and govern themselves. This dream, shared by farmers and blacksmiths, merchants and ministers, would soon become a shared reality. The time was coming for the colonists to claim their birthright, freedom. As the years passed, the relationship between the colonies and Great Britain grew strained. Unfair taxes and restrictive laws were imposed on the colonists, igniting their simmering resentment. They had tasted freedom and were not willing to relinquish it. The cry of "no taxation without representation" echoed throughout the colonies, a rallying cry for justice and equality. Events like the Boston Tea Party, a daring act of defiance against British rule, further fueled the flames of rebellion. The colonists, once loyal subjects, were now ready to fight for their rights, their freedom, their destiny. The spirit of revolution was spreading like wildfire, igniting the hearts of ordinary men and women with extraordinary courage. From the bustling cities to the rural countryside, a sense of unity and purpose emerged. Ordinary farmers and shopkeepers, teachers and tradesmen answered the call to arms. They formed militias, ready to defend their homes and families against British might. A ragtag army, united by a common cause, was about to take on the most powerful empire in the world. In the heart of this maelstrom emerged a leader, a man of unwavering integrity and quiet strength, George Washington. A Virginia planter with a deep sense of duty, Washington was not a military strategist by training, but a leader by nature. He accepted the mantle of Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army, a position fraught with challenges and uncertainties. Washington's leadership was instrumental in uniting the disparate colonies. He understood that this was not just a fight against an oppressive king, but a fight for a powerful idea, that all men are created equal and endowed with certain unalienable rights, including life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Washington's journey was fraught with obstacles: a fledgling army, lack of supplies, and crushing defeats. But through it all, his resolve never wavered. He led with courage and conviction, inspiring his troops to fight on against overwhelming odds. He knew that the fate of a nation rested on his shoulders, and he would not yield. While Washington rallied the troops on the battlefields, another group of patriots waged war with their words. Thomas Jefferson, a brilliant scholar and fervent advocate for liberty, penned the Declaration of Independence. This document, a beacon of hope and a testament to the power of ideas, declared to the world that the colonies were now a free and independent nation. Jefferson's words resonated far beyond the shores of America. It was a clarion call for freedom, a powerful articulation of the fundamental rights of man. The Declaration of Independence became a cornerstone of democratic ideals, inspiring countless others around the world to fight for their own liberation. The power of words extended beyond the Declaration. Pamphlets, speeches, and letters became weapons in the fight for freedom. Men like Thomas Paine, with his fiery prose and common sense, roused the spirits of the colonists, urging them to break free from tyranny and embrace self-governance. Section 5, A New Nation's Architect. As the war raged on, another founding father, Alexander Hamilton, emerged as a critical figure. A brilliant strategist and visionary, Hamilton saw beyond the immediate conflict and envisioned a strong and prosperous nation. He recognized that a stable financial system was crucial to securing the hard-won independence. Hamilton's contributions went beyond finance. He was a staunch advocate for a strong central government, believing that it was essential for the newly formed nation's unity and stability. His vision helped shape the Constitution, a document that has stood the test of time and continues to be a model for democracies around the world. His ideas were not without opposition. The debate between Federalists like Hamilton and Anti-Federalists, who feared a powerful central government, was fierce and passionate. This debate, a testament to the democratic principles at the heart of the nation, ultimately led to the inclusion of the Bill of Rights, ensuring individual liberties were protected. Section 6. Valley Forge, the Crucible. The winter of 1777 to 1778 was a dark time for the Continental Army. Camped at Valley Forge, Pennsylvania, Washington's troops faced unimaginable hardships. Freezing temperatures, lack of food, clothing, and medicine tested the soldiers' resolve to their very core. Yet, amidst the suffering and despair, their spirit remained unbroken. Valley Forge became a crucible, forging the Continental Army into a formidable fighting force. It was here that men like the Marquis de Lafayette, a young French aristocrat inspired by the ideals of the Revolution, joined the fight alongside the Americans, solidifying a crucial alliance. The spirit of Valley Forge was one of resilience, sacrifice, and unwavering belief in their cause. The soldiers endured unimaginable suffering, but their faith in their leader, their cause, and their future nation never wavered. They emerged from that brutal winter stronger, more determined, and ready to secure the freedom they so desperately craved. Section 7. Yorktown and the Dawn of Liberty. The tide began to turn in the Revolution's favor. Key victories at Saratoga and Cowpens, fueled by the courage and resilience of the Continental Army and local militias, proved that the American forces were a force to be reckoned with. These victories not only boosted morale but also secured crucial foreign alliances. The culmination of years of struggle and sacrifice came at Yorktown, Virginia in 1781. A combined force of American and French troops led by General Washington trapped the British Army under General Cornwallis. After a decisive siege, Cornwallis surrendered, marking a turning point in the war. The victory at Yorktown sent shockwaves across the world. The American colonies, once dismissed as rebellious upstarts, had defeated a global superpower. It was a victory not just for America but for the ideals it represented: liberty, self-determination, and the pursuit of happiness. Section 8. A Legacy of Freedom. The American Revolution was more than just a war for independence. It was a bold experiment in self-governance. The newly formed nation, guided by the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, embarked on a path that would shape the course of history. It was a beacon of hope for oppressed people worldwide, demonstrating that it was possible to break free from tyranny and forge a new future. The legacy of the American Revolution extends far beyond its borders. It inspired revolutions in France, Latin America, and beyond, igniting a global movement for democracy and human rights that continues to this day. The principles enshrined in the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and the Bill of Rights remain cornerstones of democratic ideals, serving as a testament to the enduring power of the American experiment. The struggle for freedom is an ongoing one. From generation to generation, Americans have been called upon to defend the ideals upon which their nation was founded. From the battlefields of Gettysburg to the beaches of Normandy, from the civil rights movement to the fight for equality for all, Americans have consistently fought to uphold the promise of liberty and justice for all. Section 9. The Enduring Spirit of America. The story of America's fight for freedom is a testament to the indomitable spirit of its people. It's a story of courage, resilience, and an unwavering belief in the power of ideas. It's a story that continues to inspire people around the world who yearn for freedom, justice, and a chance to determine their own destiny. The challenges facing America today may be different from those faced by the Founding Fathers, but the spirit that animated their struggle remains as relevant as ever. As long as there are those who seek to suppress liberty, as long as injustice prevails, the spirit of 1776 will continue to burn brightly, reminding us that the fight for freedom is a never-ending pursuit, a responsibility inherited by each generation. The story of America is still being written. It's a story that belongs to every citizen, a story of continuous striving towards a more perfect union. The journey is far from over, but the legacy of freedom, forged in the fires of revolution and tempered by centuries of struggle, serves as a guiding light, illuminating the path towards a brighter future.